Hey, so I received some questions about pagination and I thought it would be interesting to record a video about it and just discuss it. So this is in the adjacency list model in SQL. It's in this playlist. Or of course I have a link in the description. Also, so we will be using this function to achieve what we want. So this is a window function that assigns a sequential integer to each row in a result cell. So this exists in Postgres. I think it exists in most SQL based databases. And this is a really good link or tutorial. I'll put a link in the description, but I'll show you in our example. So let's say I asked you to. I think this is a really good way to learn it. So I'll give you like some kind of a task, and then we find a solution. So if I said for this graph, which is the one we used in this tutorial, order every level by the title of the node, and then get me only the first element, which means you get fruits, apple, and then green apple, because this is how when you order each level alphabetically. Of course, you can find a way to do it with the SQL query that we wrote, the recursive one, but I want to show you with this row number window function. So I'm going to start by running this query. I'll show you the effect of it. So I'm saying select everything from categories and also attach this new column, which says partition everything, add the row number for each row, and partition that by the parent ID and order it by title, which gives us this result. So the parent ID here is 1 for both of them, and you can see the level in group, which is the new column we added, has 1, 2. And for when the parent ID is different, so this parent ID is 2, and also the same, we have another group that is starting sequentially from 1, 2, 3, and this is parent, this is the parent ID equal to null, which has one parent or one row, so this starts from 1. So I think you can see how this can be used to filter or paginate. And yeah, I think it's a really good thing. Another thing we can do that you should notice, we can order, not only partition. So we're creating these kind of subgroups inside the whole result, and we can identify them using there's this new column. But the thing is, we can't filter by it. If I say, we can, but not like this. If I say where level in group equal 1, you just can't. So the way to bypass this is to put everything in a common table expression. I have this example here. I'm just doing the same query, and then I'm just saying, hey, select where level in group, which is this new column I added, between 0 and 1, which means I'm getting only the first element after I grouped everything by the parent ID. And when you group everything by the parent ID, you are getting the result for each level. So when I run this one, let me maybe first comment this one out. So yeah, when I run this, I get apple, green apple, fruits, and yeah, basically I'm getting the first element for each level after I'm grouping them by or after I create partitions by the parent ID, which gives me the elements for each level. And in terms of pagination, let's say you are displaying these somewhere in any kind of app. What you have to do is when somebody clicks on one of them to expand or have this view more, you know the tree ID, you know the ID of the node, you just apply similar query to this one or this one. So for example, in this one, instead of saying just select from categories, let's say I clicked on this apple, I say where ID equal to 2, which maybe because you need now the second level, maybe between 0 or even more than 1, which gives you everything under it, including itself. You can't filter that, of course, but just like by filtering by the ID here. But this is just one way to start writing a query that gives you what you want, and you can paginate anything you need to paginate. So I don't know if there's much more to it, but like playing around with the row number should give you exactly what you want. And this is one way Of course, you can use the row number in the same place, in the same query we wrote, where we find the full path, and we actually add the path inside each row. For me, this in the past was useful. This is why I showed this exact query. But you see, I can also say, give me the first element from each. Give me the first element from each group by doing this, by attaching the row number for each query. So this is the starting point. You don't need to partition by anything here. You can add it, but you don't need to. But you have to add something. So I just add ordered by 0. It doesn't do anything in this case because it's just one element. That's the starting point. And here at the end, I'm doing partition by the level, which is this column, what I'm increasing. Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. You just have to run some examples and keep playing with it. Both queries work fine for what you need. I don't know if I don't know if this is useful or not. I've been struggling a lot making videos recently, but yeah. If you have any more questions, let me know. And of course, if you want to actually understand this, you have to go back and watch all of the videos. They are linked here somewhere. Yes. Okay, bye bye.